don't know how this gonna look, y'all, but we gonna try this again. I appreciate for the if anybody able to come back, but I'm trying to make sure everything right for y'all. I'm not gonna throw anything at y'all. I'm just messing around. You can almost call this a test video, but I'm just trying to see exactly what's going on because I can see stuff that y'all pretty much can't really understand, but I'm just trying to I'm just testing everything out. It's a lot better, so y'all let me know. I know it's a little unorthodox, but because y'all used to seeing me a little bit bright, really bright. So y'all let me know if it makes a difference. Do y'all like, even though it might not be as bright, is it still? Oh, I see exactly what's this. I should have put a testing video, but I will. I'm just making sure this stuff is all right for y'all. 'Cause I'm not gonna put anything out. Just throw it at y'all. 'Cause I just did something today, so y'all be patient with me. Just doing a little testing. Okay, we back. Okay, I think we back to what we need, where we trying to get to, people. Okay. All right, this your boy Guy by 2009. I got another good one for y'all today. This one's gonna be called the transformation. All right, I finally got this straight, y'all. So y'all, I know y'all can see me now, but y'all let me know what's going on. But cause I know there's a couple of y'all in here watching, but I'm just trying to make sure y'all good on y'all end, cause I'll try to make sure the connection good. Cause I was the first connection. You know how sometimes the connection might, like, a particular room might give you certain connections. Then you go into another room, the connections kind of iffy. So I had to make sure I was straight for y'all. I apologize about that. Thank you for checking me out and coming in. Thank y'all. I appreciate all the love. Y'all give me a second to go ahead and make my little thing. Give me a second to set everything up. Then I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. Sorry about that. 'Cause I know a couple of y'all had came in and you was a couple of y'all was telling me about some. You was telling me about the transformation. He telling me how he stayed away from certain things and he backed away from relationship. He wasn't in doing the relationships or anything like that, and he wasn't hanging out with too many people and stuff like that. And then he feel like it probably was part of his transformation. I said, yeah, you probably right, because you have to, sometimes you break down in order to build back up. Sometimes you gotta, you know, unmold in order to build your mold. You know what I'm saying? You gotta start off from a rough copy to build up to the strongest copy. So absolutely, I understand where he was coming from. He right about that. And this is the thing I was thinking about. I was just thinking like any other YouTuber. I was doing the regular YouTuber thing and be like, okay, uh, I don't know if I'm gonna do this, cause just because it ain't the amount of people I'm used to. because I know everybody's gonna be busy or whatever and be like, ah, I ain't gonna do it. But no, I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it. Even if I take this one down, I'm gonna still do it because I told you I was gonna do it. Cause and it fits the title that I'm talking about. It's called, doing the transformation. I'm really gonna change it to transformation through trial and tribulation. But this was, you only got so much room to make titles and stuff, so I had to make it. I only had a certain limit, y'all. So I appreciate everybody being patient with me on that one. Oh, I'm almost finished. Cause I've been having a whole lot of material, so this is not like my usual stuff in my usual pace because I got so much lined up. I usually go by a certain pace, and I usually going through. I usually go kind of not really slow, but I usually have a certain pace that I keep on a norm. And I know a lot of y'all probably not used to that. Seeing you like, wow, he's like really whamming them out. He's really got a lot of energy. Yeah, I definitely do because I usually have only a certain amount of energy, but I feel like just like what old boy was saying, I feel like I'm going through the transformation. I'm going through I'm definitely my vibrations definitely feel higher. Feeling a lot better. I'm a lot better spirits. I'm a lot I have a lot more. I have a stronger outlook on things, and this gonna be perfect for the title, which is the transformation. So y'all give me a second, get everything, get my little links and stuff, because this ain't like my usual video. So I don't know how this dude. I probably didn't get no notifications put out like that, because I know how this go. I might have to wait, y'all, because I don't think a lot of most of them got their notifications. But I don't know. I probably still go through it. It's seven y'all in here, six non-talkers and one. And Michelle, thank you for coming in here. At least Michelle talking. It's just gonna be me and you, Michelle. I guess that's how it's gonna go. It's just gonna be us two, huh? That's cool. Okay. And you know, when a Scorpio, as particular as Scorpio, when we go through certain modes and when we go through certain um pieces of ourselves, it don't matter what age group. It could be an older man, it could be a younger man, but we go through a transformation, we go through a change. We go through a period of time where it's some people call it the resurrection stage, some people call it the redemption stage, but I call it personally the transformation stage because you feel a complete change. You feel a complete rebuild. It's like almost like you changing. You know what I'm saying? You go into a different mode. So let me see. And there's like for Scorpios that probably go through like for example, Scorpios that probably go through their little dark periods of time, or they might go through a period of time where they might feel weaker, or they go through a period of time where they feel like they're not going to be at a certain stance. Are they going to feel like they're going to be at a permanent place? Are they have a permanent personality? Are they set in a certain way? Or a certain mindset? You at that period of time, you're going to be able to push past that. You're going to go to a different change. You're going to go to a different mode. You probably won't even recognize yourself for the most part because you're gonna be so different and you're gonna change so vastly, you're gonna change so swiftly, and it's gonna be very quick. It's not gonna be a real warning when we go into the stage. It's gonna happen it happens very rapidly. It happens very quick, and it doesn't really have a real warning. It can happen, extremely. It can happen overnight, and a lot of people, especially if they around us, if you used to being around us, or you used to hanging around us, or whatever, it might come off as a total surprise. It might come off as a complete surprise. For some people might that are close to us might see it coming, but we grow. We hit those spaces or hit those time periods. I like where we start growing real fast, start soaking in things really fast. So this was going to be about. So I know I usually give y'all 10 minutes before I start. I'm just breaking it down before I let y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't just be throwing the title at y'all that don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I try to break it down to y'all and make some sense to it. Let me see. Who that? Like, hey Michelle. Hey Yana. Yana Medina. AJ Bird. Hey Pluto. First House City. Well, these changes are. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? You're not giving me no reason, and you just saying one single thing. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't see none of my moderators yet, but I'm gonna still go ahead and go with the flow. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep it up, just like I told y'all, but I'm gonna still go with it because I appreciate y'all. I did tell y'all I was gonna do something. I'm definitely gonna do it. You know, the it's a period of time where we go through the transformation, the change, where we go through a period of time in our life where we um, you know, it might seem like he's it's not going. It depends on who you are, the way you're going to view it. You know what I'm saying? It depends on who you are as how you're going to view it. Where your mindset is how you're going to view it. You know, some people might see it as, are they being, funny? Or it might see, they different. Are they changing colors overnight? Or they being, weird or whatever? But if anybody that's really understanding and really have a mindset that's open, and really have a broad mindset, they already know that everybody changes. Don't nobody stay the same forever. But at the same time, we still have the same. We still know who we are. We still can laugh. We still can speak from our heart. We still can speak our mind. We still have the same mindset as far as being and knowing who we are. But at the same time, we're not staying the same. You got to understand, even though you might think, oh, he's fixed or whatever, so he's going to stay the same or he's going to be the same because he always appeared to be the same way. Even if you think it's like that, we don't stay the same. We always we always changing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is a lot better. Yeah, this is a whole lot better. Good afternoon. Thank you so much. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. It feels normal now. Thank you so much. If everybody, I got at least one moderator in here. Thank you so much. One that's love. Okay, okay. I got two moderators. Okay, it's my lucky. It's my lucky day. Okay, all right. I feel normal now. Okay, when we go to a period of time where we go through a transformation, we go through a period of time where it almost seems like it's a resurrection because some people say the resurrection because it's the phoenix is coming from the flames and becoming the phoenix. So it's like going through the fire. It's like we have to literally break down. It's a period of time where the Scorpio will go through a dark period of time. I'll go to a period of time where he's at his weakest point. I'll go through it. It could be small things. It could be, you know, whether it's a depression over missing a particular person, or it could be a breakup situation, or it could be loss of a business. It could be anything where the individual Scorpio man is losing something and breaking down to the point where a lot of people around you think, okay, oh, that person is in a period of permanence. You know what I'm saying? Because when you around people, they think when you have a certain calm about yourself and a certain laid back exterior, people think you at a place of permanence or at a place of stagnation or at a place of being lowered or dumbed down to a certain level. But that's not where we just because that's where people figure we are or where people think we are, where people feel that we are, that's not that don't have nothing to do with how we present ourselves to the world or how we present ourselves in a broad sense. Just because a couple of people around us might feel a certain way about our growth, we don't. He's not going to stop growing. It's continuous. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's extremely fast. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all really coming in, even if it's a small group. I like the group that's in here. It's really cool. I really appreciate it. I know they're gonna start piling in eventually because I know how some of y'all. I know how my viewers are at this point. But yeah, I really appreciate all the love. Y'all make sure y'all like as y'all enter the chat. I really appreciate it, y'all. Excuse me. Y'all make sure y'all like as y'all enter the chat and come in and everything, all that good stuff. Even if it's only a few of y'all. Let me see. Exactly. We all change at times without change. We go through a period of time where people we at It could be, for example, let me make for example like with Scorpio, it could be from a point where people where he's at his bottom where he drinking gin, he drinking gin for breakfast, he gargling with Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? Where people think he gonna be in the bottle forever, you know what I'm saying? It could be a period of time where a man he don't have no it could be a Scorpio that don't have no shoes and they think he gonna be shoeless forever. They think he gonna be walking like the Flintstones forever, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be you know what I'm saying, it could be a period of time where he got a couple of strings out. Only it's an inside joke, but it might be a period of time where he only got three strings on his head. Looking like Tommy Pickles from the Rugrats. then he come back and he got a head full of hair. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. It could be a redemption. It could be an enormous change from anything, whether it's his outer exterior, whether it's internal. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's his spirit changing vastly, or whether his physical is changing. We go through that period of time where he goes through a transformation, where he goes through a deep reflection. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's certain periods of time where he'll go into a silence, he go into almost a recluse stage. A period of time where he don't want to be around nobody. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to keep a lot of people around him, especially if they're not very they don't understand him, or they not very close to him, or they don't consider him. We back away from all that. We clear our head. We get in tune with exactly what's going on around us. We get clarity. Even the most it could be the most craziest, you know, um, spontaneous individual. You know what I'm saying? I'm using good words too. It could be the most clumsiest individual. You know what I'm saying? That it could be a Scorpio that say for instance he took track. He could be clumsy. You know what I'm saying? He could be clumsy and trip over every obstacle course that the coach throw out there. But at the point of his transformation, he goes to a point of clarity. He goes to a point of almost going to a drill. He goes almost to a point of repetition. He goes into a point of learning every his craft. He goes to a point of learning himself, and where he's trying to take everything. Because if we not at the point where we understand what's going on around us and what direction we trying to go in, you can always see which one that is, because he's gonna always have a certain bad vibe, or he's gonna always have a certain it's always going to be a certain aura around that individual. You can always tell the individual that don't have this certain drive or a certain that light, because it is frustrating. It can make you angry. It can make you feel a particular way, because even if you have a particular amount, if you own a particular thing, if you're not doing what you want to do, if you don't feel good about yourself, if you're not spiritually in a good place, you can acquire a lot of things. You can be in a lot of high positions, but if you're not at a place spiritually where you in tune with yourself, understand what's going on around you, you're not going to be at a place of any clarity. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people mistake, you know, gaining certain positions or possessions is clarity. That don't have nothing to do with real spiritual clarity, because if it had anything to really do with spiritual clarity, you would leave out here. You would leave out here in a jeep. If material items carried any spiritual clarity, I would leave out here and beat much love to Missy. I would beat out here in the jeep. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I be staying in the minivan, leaving out here, see you later, life. But it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't leave here with materials. If I could, I'll leave here in the Jeep. I tell you, for real. I leave here with flip flops in a Jeep. But it don't work like that. We can't take stuff with us, but what we can take with us is our spirit. We can take our soul with us. We can take what we built with here. You know what I'm saying? What we acquired here, the journey that we learned here, the people that we touch here. That's gonna be the stuff that holds the wealth. That's gonna be the stuff that holds the real value. The stuff that we didn't do, the people that we did touch. the people that we did, all that stuff is going to make a difference. All that stuff is going to hit harder than ever, especially when you leave in the different realm. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we in the simplest part of this realm of the journey, and the hardest part. You know what I'm saying? Is the journey in the physical realm of this life. You know what I'm saying? And we get distracted. You know what I'm saying, by this. Even as me personally, I can only go by myself personally. You know, before my transformation, I get distracted. You know what was one of my favorite. Y'all make sure y'all like is y'all enter. I know a lot of y'all get real stuck, and I love y'all, but y'all make sure y'all like. I know y'all enjoying the content and everything, but don't forget to hit the like button and make sure, because when you do that, they let people know and get the notifications out there so everybody don't slow poke in on 40 on the minute 45-minute mark and be like, hey, I'm coming into the video, God body, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So please make sure y'all hit the like button and put the notifications out there and let everybody know the video is happening. Let me Matter of fact, let me put it in. You know, because it gets to a point where you know, I was at a point, you know, you get stuck into the video games. For instance, like as a young boy, as a young kid, I had the video game stage. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a normal video game player. I was like the type of video game player that I had to have every game system. I had to have the game book. I had to have the game controller. I had to have the video game gun. I had to have the Nintendo. I had to have the PlayStation. I had to have the um all that. I had to have every gadget. I had to have the latest game. But when I hit 13, it's just I hit a certain period in my life where it just I lost. I transformed. You know what I'm saying? I matured. I went to a complete, you know, shift from where I was at and the mindset I was at, even though I was still considered, you know, especially when I look at it real now. And a lot of people, a lot of old men be like, you know, y'all, 'cause I know how a lot of my old heads do. You like, you still young. Yeah, that's correct. But at the same time, is wisdom. You know what I'm saying? It's where your heart and where your mindset is, where your spirit at. What have you experienced? This is what caused maturity. This is what caused wisdom. Because you can be old and never went through a thing in your life, never experienced anything in your life, and don't have the and not prepared mentally, physically, or spiritually to handle anything as far as tragedies and things like that. Time acquire. It's certain people that never they 20. You know, they never. There's certain people that never even think about it. Certain people that never even had to lift a finger and do certain things. A lot of people never even had to walk nowhere. They never had to struggle nowhere. They had never had to get to one point to another. So this is what builds character. That's why a lot of people from the older times and older generations, they had so much strength and they had so much closeness, and they had such a bond because they was able to transcend through their experiences, through their hardships, through their love. You know what I'm saying? Even through their anger, they was able to transcend and transform through their experiences. Even though we look at it now and laugh and be like they were living hard or they had a hard life, they lived the real life. They didn't get bored. They didn't need to be entertained. They didn't need any type of drive. They didn't need a television. They had enough to deal with in regular life in order to transform, in order to transcend, in order to grow. That's why a lot of the women, even at that time, you take a 13-year-old woman from the 1960s, even from the 1950s, and she's had more maturity than maybe a woman in her 30s at this point. She had the mindset of the average 40-year-old, 50-year-old woman. You know what I'm saying? Because by that time they had experienced so much. They had been able to transform and learn from everything that's going on around them because they experience. And that's the same thing with us. We transform through our experiences because we go through we don't live life through a third eye personality. We don't live life through a third eye. Even if we use gadgets, I use stuff that's considered the now, I considered to be something that everybody use. It's like we don't try to get caught up in the new. We still live life. We still have that normal mindset. We still do regular stuff. And we still have that stuff where we experience it. We don't have that shield of, we don't live in no type of bubble, you know what I'm saying? And at this, and so you have to understand when he goes to a point of, being silent or seeing like he's being stern or being serious, always look at it like you got to understand this is a man that's always constantly changing. He's not one of those type of individual that's gonna stay in a stagnant mode, whether it's physically or whether it's mentally or whether it's spiritual. He's gonna always be constantly changing, constantly growing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, all the love. I'm trying to make sure I deliver this to y'all. Cause I told y'all like I won't gonna do it because, but just like I said when I do the video, like I'm transcending, I'm changing, I'm growing, I'm maturing because I realize your word is your bond. So even if it seemed like something small, such as a video, it's like no, you start off slacking on this, then you're gonna slack on that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a revolving door or tumbling down a downward spiral. So I'm like, okay, if you want to be on one pace of excellence, then you have to remain a pace of excellence. You can't just slack off and think, oh, I'm gonna remain at a good pace if I just take this day, I take that day and do it like this and expect it to be excellent and expect for me to master it. No, I have to put that extra work. I got to put that extra day in. I got to do that video that I might not feel like doing. I got to put in that hour that I might not feel like putting in. You know what I'm saying? Because part of that transformation, it's part of that change. It's part of that maturity. Excuse me. I thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. All the love. So true. Sometimes uh, my changes make me make inventory of everything around me. Absolutely. I was doing that today. That's crazy you said that because I can tell I'm really going through a transformation because I'm starting to become like an old man. I'm starting to remind myself of my Uncle Theodore. Like I gotta have 8 toothpastes. I gotta have two about 12 mouthwashes. I gotta have 8 bottles of peroxide. I gotta have 50 pairs of socks. Like I like because he come from that Great Depression generation where you gotta have like a bunch of stuff stored somewhere. So it's like I have that same mentality. I have that stowaway, until the last drop, type of thing. But at the same time, I realized like how convenient it is because it's like you got your own little small store. It's like I don't have to go every other week, but I make sure I have everything. Even if I do go every week, I make sure I have everything, even enough to maybe have share with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I have like a certain old school mentality. You know what I mean? So it's like certain things when we start transforming, you can start seeing him be real meticulous on certain things. You're gonna start seeing him being real careful on certain things. You're gonna start seeing him become more energetic. You're gonna start seeing him become more more sociable towards you. You might even say he's more likable to be around, more lovable to be around because he didn't drop those dark edges around him. Not like he's become some fluffy teddy bear, but we still have the same presentation, the same strong, you know, outward exterior. He's gonna still have the stern exterior, but at the same time, he's gonna be more understand. You're gonna be able to understand it during his transformation. When he's gonna be able to articulate, all his the stuff that he usually wouldn't articulate to you. He's gonna be able to, tell you certain things because just like I told y'all, 2017 I started doing this, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have before that point in 2016, I didn't do no I didn't want to be bothered with too many people. I was more into I drank more I really drank heavier, you know what I'm saying? I really like I didn't really blend in. Even then, I was already in my change. I was already going into the ego stage, but it was still some of my old lower vibration, you know, behaviors, you know what I'm saying? Whether people call it, dealing with battles or whatever hurdles they have, it's always going to come during the transformation. It's going to have even more strength to it, when you're going through your transformation, whether it's disputes over what direction you're supposed to go in, or whether it's your physical exterior, you know what I'm saying? You're not really People gotta understand this. Even if we change physically on the outside, that's not we understand during the transformation. That's not really important. You know what I'm saying? We realize how unimportant that really is. You know what I'm saying? It's like I appreciate people that like my parents or whatever, but it's not. I realize that's not what draw people in. It's not what make people watch it. You know what I'm saying? I realize it's the outward, it's the inward. You know what I'm saying? It's the inner part of me. It's the spiritual part of me. It's the knowledgeable part of me. These are the stuff that make up, an individual. We realize that doing a transformation. Like we, even if we change on the outside, it's people around us doing the transformation that might care about this certain thing. Not saying it doesn't hold any real importance, but at the same time, when it comes to the transformation, we realize what's really important because we start even at an early age. It can it's like it happens in many stages. It can happen during his youth. You know what I'm saying? If he's a Scorpio and he sees he might go through death. He might see a lot of people leave here. You start realizing, what the importance of people being around him. We understand that. I'm just trying to I know I'm going in today, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I bring something for y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like and show that support. I don't know what it is. It be maybe it's a lot of God body haters be watching from that's low key watching. You know what I'm saying? I know how that go. I just random weirdos that don't even know what they watch. Like, oh, how I get here? I don't like this video. I'm getting out of here. I'm like, well, get on out of here. You just taking up space. You're not even liking the video. Get on out of here. I be nice and be calm and be civilized and all that, but I still have an old grouchy man mentality. That's part of the old soul in me, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I had that old man, like it's an old man that lives inside of me. Like my patience get really short with silly stuff. Let me see. Two, 2000, God, by 2000. This my link. If y'all make sure y'all like the video too. I make sure I keep telling y'all to do this stuff, and I gotta make sure I remind y'all. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for even a little support. I appreciate big support, little support. Make sure you like, make sure you show some love if you can. Make sure you donate if you can. I really appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. Like I told y'all, it's the Mercury retrograde, so it's a lot. I've been having a whole lot of inspiration, so to say. I've been having a lot of stuff to write about. I've been writing away, so y'all make sure y'all show me that love because I'm really trying to put in that extra time and show that extra appreciation. Because like I told y'all, I was gonna be here at 7. I'm sorry for being kind of late. I appreciate y'all coming in still. Let me see. Let me see, please. Make sure. Because I realized, like, even when you start going through this stage and this transformation, this change, like you realize a lot of times you think what people will gloat on your strengths. Like, yes, a lot. It's the people that really you see the people that really care about you. They gloat on your change and your transformation and your shift and your maturity. But you'll realize who's really in your. You realize who's really there during our transformation. We realize who really cares about us, who really there with us at the end. Even though it's people that really care about us or whatever, it's people that don't understand us. It's gonna be people that's gonna try to block your transformation, block your change. They're not gonna understand your change. They don't realize you don't know a person that's really growing, that's really blossoming is gonna be like a plant. You know what I'm saying? Just like my head, it's gonna be like a plant. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna block, it's gonna grow, it's not gonna look the same. It's not gonna stay in a place of stagnation because if a plant stays the same and looks the same, it's either one or two things. It's either fake, it's either withered, is on its way of is headed towards dying and drying up because it's going to completely die because it's not growing. The root is at this point the root is not spreading. At this point the plant is not growing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change. It's going to adapt to its environment. It's going to become it's gonna grow. It's either gonna be stagnated or it's gonna grow. please make sure you hit that like button. No, that's what I'm about to write. I'm sorry. Sometimes I gotta just say because I be so caught up into what I'm doing. I just gotta say what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. Okay, you doing this. Okay, thumbs up. Make sure you hit that like button because I be focused on one thing. Cause that's why I told you I like doing the transformation. Like before my transformation, I was easily distracted. Like during I realized like since my transformation, it's been like I'm so focused on whatever I'm doing. I'm very posed and I'm like zoned out into it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't try to I don't get I used to be like you could anything could happen. I could hear the air conditioning unit cut on and it would just throw me completely off because my mind was easily distracted. My mind was easily drifted because I was easily distracted because my mind was still in almost a boiled egg stage, almost a fragile stage, almost that still that vulnerable, immature stage. So I was easily distracted. So now I get so focused into what I'm doing. I get so serious about what I'm doing since my transformation. Everything is more intense. As y'all can see, like ever since I've been going to like I really been going really deep into this. That's why you've been seeing like me going. That's crazy. I see 20. That's what's up. But I see 2020. But I was like, ever since I've been going to this transformation, I've been seeing everything's been. That's why you've been seeing me so consistent. That's why you've been seeing me so eager to put stuff out so strong. That's why I've just been coming out so with so much more aggression, so much more direction. You know what I'm saying? Because it has a more of a strong purpose, a sense of direction. You know what I'm saying? In order to go in the right direction, you have to have a sense of direction. You know what I'm saying? Because either if you're just going, if you're just walking somewhere, whether it's because somebody wants you to walk that way or because it's the right thing to do, you're still just walking randomly. You like a lot of people, you're just existing, you're just living, you're not really changing, you're stagnated. You know what I'm saying? You might have this, you might have that, but spiritually you stagnated, you haven't grown, you haven't changed your mindset, you haven't changed your spirit, you haven't changed your thought process. You still trying to live in the past what granddaddy and grandma did that didn't work 20 years ago and it ain't gonna work 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? We have to shed we have to bust out of we have to spiritually bust out of that cocoon. You know what I'm saying? That's why we at that point he go to a point of retreat, of recluse, a silence, a getaway, a quiet spot. You know what I'm saying? A long time because he's at a point of transformation. He's at a point of readjusting. He's at a point of recorrecting and fixing. You know what I'm saying? He's at a point of focusing in on everything he's doing and anything that he's doing. You know, when we go through our transformation, we go to a point of silence. You know, at times, thumbs up. Y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. I'm focused. You know, this Mercury retrograde is not a joke either. I'm like, I'm writing. I'm just like I can't even. I was gonna do another video. I didn't even do that one that I was supposed to do. Like I've been writing so much. Is I got stuff. I got papers all over the place, and I got so much stuff. I'm putting in out different videos that I wasn't. Even, I was supposed to do a rose amongst weeds or something like that. I didn't even. I don't wrote so much. I'm just like okay, y'all they gonna like this one. You know they gonna enjoy this one anyway. I do that one later. You know what I'm saying? Because I have so much. Because I realized the purpose of me, you know, doing what I'm doing is much more important than worrying about a title or worrying about what I talk about. My talking points is about worrying about, you know, certain things like that. You know, the only thing I really need to be focused on is making sure, you know, I put some lotion on, you know, making sure my shirt don't have no Kool-Aid stains, it don't have no soda stains on it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't drink none of that stuff, but just for example, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that is important. The presentation is more important, you know what I'm saying? Because if I'm sloppy, if I'm crazy, if I'm looking all scraggly, and if I got a big naughty beard, if I'm half drunk and nodding to sleep, if I'm all that, if I got an attitude and my head and my hand pots is on my shoulder, or you know, it's an inside joke. No, a lot of people don't know what I'm even saying, but a lot of people they're not going to hear the message. It can be intellectually put. It could be you could have a master's degree. You could have a science. You could have a associate's bachelor with your master's in communication. But if your message don't, if you don't have that strength in your voice, if you don't have that presentation, if you don't have a certain spirit and purpose towards what you're talking about, it's not going to hit the people. I done seen it so many times. A person had all the facts. It was some of the best videos I've seen. Only got only a few because the person didn't even want to speak up to a certain level. They didn't want to present the message to a certain level. They had a certain nervousness that they couldn't get past, and that's because they haven't went through that transformation. They still at a point where they don't have that confidence in themselves. They still at a point where they feel that they don't even believe in what they're talking about. They have to get to a point where they believe what they're doing. They believe in what they're talking about. They believe in what they stand for. Then they'll have a purpose. Then it would mean something. If it don't have no meaning, then it's not going to have no feeling to it. If it don't have no feeling, then it's not going to reach the people. It has to hit the people. You know what I'm saying? It has to hit the heart. It has to hit the soul. You know what I'm saying? It has to capture. It has to captivate. You know what I'm saying? We realize that as we start going through these stages, we start understanding. I don't know. I'm feeling out of body right now. Y'all, forgive me for flowing. I'm kind of flowing right now. I'm sorry about that. It's just like a any type of. It's like you once you get into that, once you get start jumping into it, it's like you take off just like a bird. It's like a bird is not gonna just gonna fly soar in the air. It's not gonna be like, oh, let me slow down because my wings is soaring too hard in the wind. It's like once you start flowing and doing whatever you're doing our transformation, whatever we doing, it flows. It don't have a stopping point to it. It don't have that same hesitation to it. It has a certain aggression. It has more of an aggression. It has a direction. It has a purpose in everything. Nothing is just for random. Nothing is just to happen. We realize everything holds a purpose. Everything holds a destination. We realize the importance of our voice is not just to yell at Mr. Itchy on the corner that's getting too close to my car. It ain't it's not made to cuss my sister out, cuss my sister out, or I cuss somebody out when they snapping and rolling their eyes at me in the drive through. You know what I'm saying? You realize your voice is to reach people, is to touch people, is to change people. You realize your voice is made to change, to educate, is made to uplift. You know what I'm saying? You realize the strength in certain things. You realize the stuff that doesn't have any relevance. You realize the stuff that has relevance. You start to see what really makes sense and what doesn't make sense. You start to see what adds up and what only subtracts. You know what I'm saying? You start to see everything for what it is. Let me see. I'm sorry. Exactly. We all change. Without change, we can't grow. So true. Sometimes my changes make me inventory everything. Let me see what's going on, True King. My boy True King, what's going on, brother? I appreciate the love, man. I see my boy Troy was in here early. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, everybody. I know everybody be floating around doing what they doing because I appreciate it. Just like I said, I appreciate anybody that tuned in. All my moderators, everybody. Thank you, happily humble, everybody. I'm gonna read through the stuff right quick. Then I'm gonna go right back into it. But y'all make sure y'all like. I see 25 of y'all in here. Y'all make sure y'all like as y'all enter. I appreciate all the love. Mm, I can tell. I can always tell when I'm flowing because I start coughing. Y'all excuse me. Let's see, I'm transforming, y'all. See, I ain't hacked that like an old man. I see. I got more courtesy for myself. I got more courtesy. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it's just like burping, even just having a coughing fit on camera is unprofessional. You know what I'm saying? But at a certain point in time, I would have just been like, oh, whatever, and been all over the place looking crazy and stuff like that. But I realized doing the transformation is presentation is everything. Representation is everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not only speaking for myself. I'm speaking for it might be it might be a little boy that had the same mindset that I had at 10 years old, and he might be checking me out on the low key. So I have to have a certain presentation and representation about myself. I can't just do whatever I feel like because I feel like it suits me. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize I don't just represent me doing my transformation. I realize it's not about me all the time. It's about the bigger purpose that I represent. I'm only a vessel. I'm only a tool. I'm only a servant. So I'm not. I don't see myself as being on a certain. I feel like if it humble, you realize what's really humbling. You know what I'm saying? You realize the love of people, the understanding of people. You start to look deeper past your own grudges. You start to look past and doing the transformation. That's why I tell y'all we don't stay at no stage of always stinging or always being evil or always being in a dark mode or always being revengeful or always being unforgiving. We get to a point where we move past that because we realize it's strength in forgiveness, it's strength in moving on, it's strength in rebuilding, it's strength in finding closure. It's strength in moving towards a higher level. It's strength in taking the higher road. You know what I'm saying? Never the lower road, always the higher road. You know what I'm saying? So you start to understand things that didn't make sense to you. You know, the stuff that the old people used to always tell me as a child started to make sense to me as I started through my transformation phase. Little wise words and little sayings and stuff they used to say. Just I can laugh to myself thinking about it because it gains meaning now. It holds a meaning now. You know what I'm saying? Uh, because just like what the writer said in the movie in this movie, he was like, a writer can't be a writer until he goes through a certain pain, until he goes through pain, until he goes through tragedy. You can't be a writer until you go through pain and tragedy and trials and tribulation. You don't understand what the words on the pad that you're writing means. You don't understand the power of words yet. You don't understand the power of your story. You don't even understand the power of your own background of what your own existence until you go through tragedy, till you go through trial, till you understand what it means. Not just go through it because I went through it before I even realized what tragedy and trial and tribulation was. But and when you start to understand what the meaning behind it means and understand what you're going through while you're going through it, then it holds a meaning, it holds a relevance, it holds a defining moment, it holds an epiphany. That's what it's like. It's like an epiphany. It's a silver lining. It's like a gold at the end of the rainbow. It's all that. It's like the defining moment. Let me see. I don't know what I do when my Scorpio is changing internally. I don't know how to support because I feel I'm being pushed out to things we don't speak on for days. But understand he's still there because he don't speak on certain things because it's internal. It's not external. It's not something that we can have a speech about. It's not something that you could tell somebody. It's like certain things you can't always tell people. Certain things we have to go and meditate, whether it's praying or whatever. It have to be something of a higher power. Something it have to be. We have to really get the real internal because it's internal. It's not something that I can explain to somebody. Everything is not something that you can always explain, but we explain it on our own time. Just give him time. He'll definitely explain it to you. But he's at this time he's going through the mode of going through the action of dealing with it, and it's different when you're going through it than when you're at just like this. The rapper Shine, he said something that was amazing to me one time. He's like when you're running on adrenaline, you know what I'm saying? Even after you've been shot, whether you've been shot, cut, burned, whatever, you know, you're not at a point where you understand what's really going on until you get to a point of safety because you're running on adrenaline, you're running on energy, you're running on fear, you're running on knowing you're gonna die, you're running on not knowing what's gonna happen the next second, you're running on adrenaline. You don't realize how much pain you're in until you get to a place of safety, until you get to a place of silence, until you get to a place where where you can breathe for a second. You don't realize how wounded you are. You don't realize how brutalized you've been. You don't realize how mutilated you are until you get to a place of silence, till you get to a place, a mindset of clarity. You don't realize what's going on around you. You don't realize how much pain and how much how devastated you are. You don't realize how how shocked you are. You don't realize how hurt you've been because you're running on adrenaline. You're running off of survival. You're running off of the grid. You running on straight adrenaline, on straight pure energy, nothing else. You're not running on any type of stimulant, none of that. Let me see. And that's the same thing. You got to understand that with us because that's why when we go to a place of silence, you might see a certain sternness because certain things he might experience, certain things we go through, it might, it settle in. Y'all, excuse me. I'm sorry. I just read out to him. I'm glad I'm able to hold it this long because at first I was like, oh, I'm kind of tired, but after when I start getting into it, I'm like, okay, I can do this. Let's go. That's why I say I know it's a purpose of me doing this because man, if I didn't have a real gift in doing this, a real drive for doing this, I would be like, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like everybody else. You know, I wouldn't come back for I don't know. I be tripping out because I be like, man, I don't feel like talking no more. I can't do it. I don't want to put my. I don't want to. I have a nervous breakdown because I realize if you're not at a place of a certain a sound mind, if you're not at a place of being critical of yourself, if you're not a place that being level headed, like even doing something small like this, it's not even really small. It's a big deal because some people can't. It's hard, to be on just like out like this and doing videos. It's because a lot of people don't even show their face. So when you showing your face and you out here and you really, making it known and speaking up and saying something, is like it holds a lot of if you don't have a certain mind, like I said, like the Scorpio man going through the transformation, if you don't have a certain maturity, if you don't have a certain strength, if you don't have a certain courage, if you don't have a certain purpose for what you're doing and what you're speaking about and why you're speaking on it, man, doing stuff like this, you can easily go into a nervous breakdown. You can easily, I've seen so many people come and go from doing this, even from the short period since I started this. So you have to be at a place of transformation. You have to be at a mind of a strong mind, of a sound mind. You know what I'm saying? That's where the level he's trying to get through when we going through certain periods of time, certain quiet or whatever. He's just trying to get to a place of being strong for the people, not just for us, but for the people around us. Because we know we can be more, when we can give more, we can love more and be more if we are more. You know what I'm saying? If we are stronger, if we are at a more sound mind, if we are at a place of peace, we can do more. We can have more impact than at a place of being of scraggling and trying to scrape for the last, whatever that we got left in us. It's better for us to rebuild ourselves and regain ourselves than to give people only 5% of us because that's all we got to give. That's all the energy, all the strength. That's why we go through the transformation period because we know even if you have physically everything, if I'm mentally in a weak state of mind, if I'm spiritually a weak person, I'm not going to make the right decisions. I'm not going to do the right thing for the people around me because I'm not at a sound mindset. I'm not at a grounded mindset. I'm not at a level head where I can help anybody because I can't even look at myself and tell myself certain things. So I couldn't be able to help y'all if I wasn't able to look at myself 100 times harder. I wouldn't be able to make videos like this because I wouldn't know what to talk about. I wouldn't have nothing to talk about. I wouldn't have no experiences. I wouldn't been able to go through the hellfire in order to see that it burns and it scalds. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just talk on stuff they know nothing about. You know, whether it's this and that. You know what I'm saying? They haven't really been through anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't know anything about real suffering. They don't know anything about real torment. They don't know about anything about real grief. You know what I'm saying? Sadness. They don't know about anything about complete darkness. And so if you never been through that, you can't really talk on it. It's certain things that you just can't talk on unless you lived it. Let me see. Let me see. So true, reflecting, because it ain't gonna have the same sting to it. It's just not gonna grasp the soul. It's not gonna grab the people's attention, because they gonna know you fake from the moment you open your mouth. They gonna know you fake and you weak because you don't have the experience on your vocal cords. You don't have the pain in your vocal cords. You don't have the scars to show for it. You don't have the respect to show for it. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have material, be like, oh yeah, yeah, I see the dudes every day, and just like my boy say, he like, what you think? What type of, if you don't have a certain respect and certain prestige for yourself or a certain foundation for yourself, what makes you think you're gonna go in these environments with that big glittery clown necklaces on and this big glittery expensive stuff that's cost more than people houses, and think that you're gonna leave safe? What makes you think you're gonna leave safe and you haven't been through anything? It's people out here starving. It's people out here that's going through hell. It's people out here that don't know how they're gonna keep their lights on. So what makes you think you driving through somebody's neighborhood with that clown, with a clown car or some big glittery ignorant mess around your neck, and think somebody's not gonna try to kill you for it, and think somebody's not gonna try you for it, and think you're gonna be safe and you're gonna make it home safe? You're lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just like I see people that you don't go to these places with this ignorant mindset and think you're gonna make it home safe. If you come into these people's countries and these different third world countries and people that are scraping for the survival of the fittest, and you come in there with your arrogant attitude and your gay manners and your stupidity, you're not gonna make it home safe. And that's the reality of the situation. But it takes a certain mindset to see that. You can't have that crazy uh uh you can't go over there and think you're gonna be the wild boys and think you're gonna make it home safe. You end up pranking somebody and end up in the Nile River, some type of famous ocean. You're gonna end up in a third world country in a third world graveyard. I mean, you think all the sense and all the American knowledge that you have, or all the book sense will help you survive? That don't have nothing to do with real survival. When you start missing the first meal, or when you start going through the first point of where you have to use your straight instincts, where there's no electronics, where there's no nothing. A lot of people won't survive because they don't have the inner strength. They don't have the mindset. They don't have the mental. They mentally not stable enough to handle the pressures and the drama and the stuff that comes with living a real life, experiencing real life. They do. People spend millions to hide from real life, to run from real life, then live it. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a certain character to step and say, I'm gonna put both steel toes on and I'm gonna live this life. Regardless of what happens, I'm gonna live it. Regardless of what people say, I'm gonna live it. Regardless of what people think, I'm gonna live it. It takes a particular individual. It takes a special, a peculiar, unique individual to live like that and to be like that, to be yourself, comfortably be yourself. A lot of people say, I'm gonna be myself, but they uncomfortable being their self. I'm comfortable being myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through the transformation. I've been through the pain and the hardship. People be like, oh, think this and that and all this stuff. It's like you don't know, you don't have no idea, man. You just talking, you just speaking out of emotion, you speaking out of anger, you speaking out of rage. You're not speaking out of a sound mind. You're not speaking out of rationality and trying to teach somebody. You're just speaking, just trying to make a point. I trying to put some other person down. I trying to put another sister down. It don't got nothing to do with that, man. It don't got nothing to do with that. It's about each one teach one. It's about building each other. If it ain't about that, don't even count me in it, because I'm at the transformation point. I'm at the point of building and not demolishing anything. Or demolishing anyone, whether it's their spirit or whether it's their self-esteem, whether it's their mentality, whether it's their style of how they dress or how they wear their hair. It doesn't have anything to do with nothing. You can have a haircut that looks like we are the Marines, and you could be the one of the most wickedest, ruthless people that ever walked the earth. They what they say, they said the devil was beautiful. He was wonderful. He was well neat. He was well manicured. He was beautiful, but he was wicked and he was evil. So why do people get so hell bent on outward appearance? Or get so hell bent on, oh, because he looks like this, because she looked like that, because I feel like this about that person because they act like this. It's like you being a hypocrite, you being judgmental. You know what I'm saying? So do you expect people to not be judgmental or be hectic towards you? No, you can receive that in full. You can receive your reward in full. I love that part of the word. I know I don't like using to like because people are like don't always go biblical and stuff, but I do like that one line. He said you was a rich man and you was a wealthy man. You got fat. He said you received your. It's like you could say that with anything. It's like, okay, you got you ate every jelly biscuit in the world. You didn't you didn't do anything for anybody else, but you ate plenty of jelly biscuits while you received your jelly biscuit in full. You received your jewelry in full. You received your Bentleys in full. Like why cry for them? They had 20 trillion, umpteen million, 115 billion trillion dollars. They received their reward in full. They wanted what they had the pleasures on earth. They received their heaven on earth. They don't need heaven. They don't need the Lord. They don't need anything of any stability because they received their reward in full. So congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Because you received your reward. You should applaud yourself. Because that's all you wanted: a material item, a material possession, a material position that really is only temporary. Because when you leave here, whether you be lucky to be here, we lucky to live 100 years. If you a miracle if you live to be 100 years old, which is not a long time. What you gonna do while you here? What is your life gonna bring to anybody else except for what I'm saying, this or that? What have you contribute except for your own selfish pleasure, your own selfish needs? You know what I'm saying? That's what the transformation is about. That's the type of stuff that makes us look into ourselves and look into what it's like how can I sit here happy popping bottles that cost $200 when I could have took that same $200 and went to the youth them in Jamaica and fed a bunch of families. It feels like I'm being selfish. It feels very wicked. You know what I'm saying? It feels despicable. You know what I'm saying? Seeing people throw $100 plates away while people are reaching bellies are touching their backbone. You know what I'm saying? I can understand the starving man. I can understand the rage of the starving man. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be at a point of a mindset of fasting. Doing that's how we get doing the transformation. We go into a point of being a certain way. That's why y'all see me make all these videos because I went through a transformation during a certain period of time in my life where I was just like rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? I was like digging deep into myself. I went to a point of solitaire where it was nobody around me, where everybody was turning their back on me, where I didn't have nobody to reach out to, where it was no love. It wasn't no happy faces. Oh, we happy to see you. It's like, oh Negro, we don't even want to look at you type looks. We don't believe in your dreams type look. People, hoping that you fall flat on your face type of things. It takes a person of strength, a person of certain character, because if you don't have that character and don't have that courage about yourself, it's enough to make you go crazy. It's enough to make your mind snap, because the people around you and the people that say this will be that they will start being the first ones that will turn on you. The same people that say they want to see the best for you, when you start to transform, when you start to mature, when you start to grow, when you start to change, you will start to see who is there. Just like I tell you, it's like chess. You will start see who is the major pieces in the game, who are the major players, who are the ones that really will help you make moves. You know what I'm saying? Who will really be there for you? Who will really stand strong and stand tall? Who will really be the ones there with you? You will see it through your transformation, because is you're gonna start breaking down every aspect of yourself. You know, every aspect of that particular Scorpio male. You're gonna start seeing change. Is so it's gonna let you know how much you really love that man, how much you really care about that man, because it's not gonna be about um, certain things no more. He's not going to have the certain enjoyment out of certain things no more. He's not going to have pleasure out of certain things no more. Because I know it don't. It takes a certain kind of woman not to be with a man that doesn't like watching TV. Not just saying that that I'll be type be like, oh, you watching TV, and no, it's like a man that just don't watch TV, a man that has a different mindset. It takes a particular special woman to understand that transformation. It takes a special individual to be a friend towards an individual like that, So let me see. I'm going in today, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Y'all make sure y'all show some love and hit the like button. I appreciate it. I ain't really been. I forgot all about everything. I zoned out. Let me see. So true. Reflecting is a reasoning. I'm currently going through a change, and food and my go-to. People think that I'm addicted, but in reality, it's killing. It's just killing a part of me that doesn't serve me. Absolutely, you said it right, Pluto, first house, and that's what I was just thinking that today. I was like, man, old habits die really hard, and somebody told me that like 2 days ago. I was like, wow, that's so true, because I like all the stuff that I hated, that I knew that was bringing me down. Those habits die hard. It's like when you trying to give up, that Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? That family member gonna say something that piss you off. When you trying to put down that gin and juice, you know what I'm saying? Ignorant Craig said something to you that make you want to slit his throat. You know what I'm saying? These are the events that actually take happen during any type of transformation. You try to put that caffeine down, but the boss put three more extra assignments on you. You trying to put that energy drink down, but you gotta earn $500 more, so you gotta work extra hours. You know what I'm saying? When you go through a certain transformation and a certain change towards excellence, towards perfection, everything that can happen in the world is gonna start tumbling on you like a brick house, and you got to be prepared for it, because it's gonna either break you, it's going to either make you better than ever. It's up to you. It's a you know you don't know. Up to you which road you take. You can either take the right or you can take the left. Let me see. Hey, Adrena Jordan. On this little think about how helpful your growth and transformation is, encouraging someone to get through their hard times. Thank you, Wonders Love. I appreciate that. Hey, Vanessa, mommy, Mimi. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Hey, Sherry Young. Thank you so much. Let me see who up in the house first before I start reading and everything. Okay, I read. This is one of the best videos. Truth is so liberating experience. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, because I'm very critical of myself. I think most Scorpios, I think we most are very critical of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's why when people criticize us, it's offensive, because we look at ourselves with more in a more critical eye than anybody, I think. And let me see. Let me see. Make sure I'm read y'all stuff right quick before I get up out of here. Y'all make sure y'all like the last video too. I really thank y'all for supporting this one. Um, I am say was dating a Scorpio man for 3 months now. He reads my message and not replying. What is the meaning in asking? Make sure you please email. Thank you, one of his love. Please email me, Adrena. You going way off topic. I'm going in about a particular topic. Hey, it's my first time being in the chat. Okay, okay, I get it. Okay, you get a pass, Adrena. It's your first time. It's your first time. Calm down, calm down. Let me see. The West is generally ignorant of third world aspects. Absolutely, because we come in there thinking we can wear I flip flops and wear speedos and wear my banana and wear my rubber ducky speedos and think life is great. You know what I'm saying? And where's a million people starving in that same land, and I'm kicking back thinking everything is all good. I have an ignorant mindset. I have that Western mindset, and y'all got to get up out that mindset. Y'all got to transform. Y'all got to transcend. Y'all got to change. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't stay the same and think y'all gonna survive. You're not gonna survive. You're gonna dwindle down and you're gonna deteriorate, or you're gonna pay the cost because you're not growing. So you're gonna either dry away or you're gonna become stagnated. Let me see. People seek comfort from food. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the hardest things to give up. When you start giving up that, you realize what real strength lies in you when you have to fast, because it takes a strong mindset to fast. It takes a strong disciplined body to fast, because everything that can actually pull you and make you want to jerk, twerk, and jump on the floor and stand up and get down and throw punches like Muhammad Ali and bite somebody ear off like Mike Tyson will happen. Trust me, it happens. It will happen. It will make you go crazy if you're not ready for it. If you're not serious about your fast, little stuff will make you go upside, go oops upside somebody's head like what's his name, Charlie Wilson. Cause your them demons and them evil spirits gonna start picking at you. It's gonna start like, oh, you want to fast? You want to be sophisticated? You want to be sophisticated and fast? You want to be fast? We gonna see how fast you fast. I'm gonna make you in this fast real fast. Cause you gonna be ready to kill somebody. You be like, I can't do it. They making me go crazy, and you ain't be able to take it. But you got to be disciplined. You got to have a strong mindset. You got to be prepared for the worst, because everything's gonna be pulling towards you. I had to go through it, and trust me, it's worth it. It's worth it. I had to go through it. You know, I definitely had to go through it. I had it, and it was like I almost rolling on the ground. I thought I was gonna pass out, but I didn't die. I'm still alive. Let me see. 89 at Gmail. Let me see. Dealing with other people and is unreal. Let me see. Adrenaline. Let me see. Comfort from God is where is that absolute. Adrena Jordan asks you answer people's answer people's. I'm trying to understand if this is normal to keep away 3 months and text. Email me, Adrena. You got to email me for personal stories and stuff like that. But like I said, man, y'all please email me if you got, make sure you donate, show some love if you can. I love y'all. I appreciate it, y'all, for sticking in there with me. I know I usually don't do nighttime videos like I used to or whatever, but I thank you nonetheless. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. I had to. This is really different for me because I won't do it. That's why I say it's part of my transformation. I'm pushing towards doing more. You know what I'm saying? Even though I could have took a break and been like, I've been doing more videos than I've done probably since I've started doing videos or whatever. I've been putting out a lot of material. I know I put out good material, trying to put out the best content, but I didn't let that be an excuse for me not to put out a video, because I told you I was going to do it, because that's part of my transformation. That's part of the maturity. So follow through. You know what I'm saying? Excellence, drive, confidence. You know what I'm saying? That direction, that's part of the transformation. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Big kiss. Love y'all much. Thank you all the brothers. Y'all definitely solid. Y'all definitely good brothers. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, and for coming through and showing that love. I really appreciate y'all coming through and making sure y'all watch this, even if it was a few of y'all. Thank you so much. Make sure you like, share. I will be back soon. I got so much stuff for y'all already written up, and I want y'all to have a good night. Thank you, K Grand. You have a good night too. And y'all make sure y'all have a good night. Get some rest. I love y'all. Thank you. Until I started listening to you, I thought I was the only one going through all I think about. No, definitely not. Definitely not. So I appreciate all the love. Y'all make sure y'all stay peaceful, and I will holler at y'all later on this week. So y'all go ahead, get some rest, stay out the way, and stay peaceful. One love. I'm out. Let me see. Oh, hold on. How the vibes? What you say? My Scorpio was in the Scorpio stage when we met. Uh, we are twin flames. So when we separated, we both went into a death and rebirth transformation awakening process. The grief, pain, suffering, despair we felt, absolutely, absolutely, and that's what made the strength come in between you two. That's what built. That's what made y'all stronger. That's what made y'all closer. After the separation killed the. Yeah, I understand that. You know, when you have to go through that, it's hard. So y'all make sure if you want to holler at me, make sure you email me. You know, send me a friend request. It's God Body Channel. I love y'all. Make sure y'all show that love. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, I'm tired. I'm worn out, but I had to push this out for y'all because I told y'all I was gonna do it. But I love y'all. I appreciate the love. Peace.